to look like Bria Hartley just got instant karma, bro. She out for the season. I'm here to tell you the most dirtiest player in the WNBA contract has been written, bro. And I'm here to tell you she's out for the season. Yes, you heard me correctly. Yeah, man, Bria Hartley. So Connecticut PR has released a statement. Bria Hartley is to miss the remainder of the season.
Did Bria Hartley just commit the dirtiest foul of the WNBA season and then immediately face karma herself? Fans are furious after Sophie Cunningham went down with a torn MCL from a collision that many argue didn't look like an accident at all. What fueled the outrage even further was new footage showing Hartley smirking right after Sophie collapsed, making it appear as if she enjoyed the moment. And then came the shocking twist. The very same player accused of delivering a dirty hit is now out for the rest of the season with her own injury. The timing feels almost too ironic. Was this simply a cruel coincidence, or was it the basketball gods delivering instant karma? If you're rooting for Sophie, make sure to send her love and a speedy recovery in the comments. One picture in particular went viral. Bria Hartley captured with a grin, some calling it sinister, even malevolent, on her face as Sophie lay on the court injured. The play itself looked far from clean. Sophie Cunningham absorbed the full brunt of the contact, crumpled to the floor, and immediately grabbed her knee without even trying to get back up. Trainers rushed onto the court as teammates surrounded her, and the mood inside the arena turned tense. Normally, after a hard fall, you see a player attempt to shake it off. But Sophie had no choice but to be helped straight to the locker room. Her expression showed this wasn't an ordinary knock, it was serious, and everyone watching knew it. Replays told the story. Sophie tried to slide into position, but Hartley crashed directly into her lower leg, causing Sophie to go down instantly. The pain was immediate, and her body language made it clear this wasn't just a routine collision. Yet what really sparked the controversy wasn't just the injury itself, it was the image of Hartley smiling right after. Whether you call it a smirk, a grin, or a laugh, fans all saw the same thing, a player appearing amused in the aftermath of another player suffering. That one frame was enough to explode across social media, fueling suspicions about Hartley's intent. Commentators called the moment chilling. Sophie Cunningham was still being helped off the court, clearly unable to continue, and yet Hartley's expression told an entirely different story. For fans, it wasn't how someone reacts after an accident, it looked like mockery. And once that image spread, intent became the only question people wanted answered. Even when Sophie herself later downplayed the incident by saying she had simply been in the wrong spot at the wrong time, fans weren't convinced. The photograph contradicted her words, and the majority refused to let it go. Physical basketball is one thing, smiling at an opponent's pain is another. Some fans and analysts took it further, insisting Sophie Cunningham was deliberately targeted. They described Hartley as a dirty player, not just in this moment, but throughout her career. This wasn't the first time Hartley's physical style had drawn criticism, and that made this incident land harder. The infamous smirk wasn't seen as an isolated mistake, but as evidence of a pattern. Writers and commentators started labeling the play as the dirtiest moment of the season, and fans poured into comment sections demanding accountability. Meanwhile, referees came under heavy scrutiny for allowing the game to continue without issuing a foul or ejection. Many accused officials of failing to protect players, pointing out how quick the league is to fine athletes for criticizing referees, yet slow to punish dangerous contact. The comparisons were harsh but consistent. As one angry fan put it, if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, and eats like a duck, it's a duck. Bria Hartley is the dirtiest player in the WNBA right now, hands down. By the end of the week, the outrage wasn't just about one play, it was about the league's credibility. Would the WNBA finally step in and send a message, or once again, do nothing? Because in the eyes of many fans, the smirk had already locked in Hartley's reputation, and this was an uncharted territory for her. Earlier this season, Hartley had already been caught up in another controversial moment during a rebound battle with Angel Reese. What looked like a fight for position ended with Hartley grabbing Reese's hair, something fans argued couldn't be mistaken for an accidental swipe. Reese's furious reaction said it all. The clip spread online quickly, adding to Hartley's growing rap sheet. Then came the contact with Rebecca Allen, another confrontation that had fans once again labeling Hartley reckless. None of these moments drew major punishment, but when stacked together, they created a picture that made it easy to believe Sophie Cunningham was just the latest victim of a continuing pattern. Things escalated further. When screenshots surfaced of Hartley's activity on Instagram, she had liked posts that mocked her reputation as a dirty player, including one that read death, taxes, and Bria Hartley always being at the scene of the crime. Another fan pointed out the photo of Hartley's dust-up with Angel Reese, jokingly calling it a chokeslam. The fact that Hartley herself had interacted with these posts only fueled the perception that she was leaning into the role. rather than disputing it. By the time Sophie's injury was added to the list, fans weren't seeing coincidences anymore, they were seeing a pattern too blatant to ignore. Indiana Fever fans, in particular, were outraged. "We're getting assaulted out there, and they're laughing about it," one supporter raged. "Not only are players being injured, but this is the 6th time opponents have smiled or celebrated while our athletes are in pain. Enough is enough." What made it worse was the officiating. Fans complained that referees would swallow their whistles during dangerous collisions, only to turn around and call soft touch fouls moments later. That inconsistency, they argued, was what emboldened reckless players to keep pushing boundaries, without fear of consequence. Adding fuel to the fire, Sophie Cunningham herself had been fined earlier in the season for criticizing referees, while Hartley had escaped any punishment despite repeated incidents. Too many. That double standard was impossible to ignore. Even Sophie's family couldn't stay silent. Her sister Lindsay and mother Paula publicly questioned why the league wasn't stepping in to protect its players. Their anger mirrored the frustration of countless Fever fans. As Paula put it, maybe the league should spend less energy fining players for comments about officiating, and more effort hiring referees who can actually call a consistent game and prioritize safety. The only positive moment came after the game, when Sophie, though sidelined, appeared to be in good spirits in the locker room. Still, the debate raged on. Many fans began calling for Bria Hartley to be suspended, pointing to similar cases where players faced discipline for reckless fouls. The outcry was so strong that it seemed inevitable the WNBA would be forced to act. But before the league could issue any ruling, the story took an unbelievable twist. The Connecticut Sun announced that Bria Hartley herself would miss the remainder of the season, not because of suspension, but due to a torn meniscus in her right knee suffered during a team practice. Just like that, her season was over. The timing was uncanny. One week, Hartley was accused of delivering the dirtiest play of the year and grinning afterward. The next, she was sidelined with her own devastating injury. The team confirmed she is expected to make a full recovery, but fans couldn't ignore the irony. For many, it felt like karma had arrived faster than anyone expected.